Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our 2025, I guess, already, Senior Awards ceremony. I'd like to send a special welcome to Dr. Finnerty, Dr. Gonzalez, all our Pottsgrove board members. I see Patty there and any other ones that are here. Our athletic staff, Steve and team, our coaches, our Pottsgrove families, and most of all to our seniors. Thank you guys for coming out for this ceremony. Tonight, we come together to celebrate a remarkable group of student athletes. Our seniors have given their hearts to Pottsgrove athletics, growing not only in skill and strength, but in character and leadership. As your Booster Club president, this moment is especially meaningful to me because, like many of you parents out there, I actually have a senior athlete tonight, so this is the first time I get to do that. And I've witnessed firsthand the dedication, the early mornings, the hard-fought victories, and lessons learned through adversity during their entire athletic career. And I know how much tonight means, not just for our athletes, but to you also, families. Before we move forward, I'd like to take a special moment to recognize a key figure for Pottsgrove athletics, Steve Ansbach. Tonight would not be... Yeah. Steve's commitment to each student athlete is unparalleled, and we are beyond grateful for his leadership. His contributions are essential to the program, and we are grateful for his direction at the Booster Club and unwavering support. Without his support, we couldn't do what we do like tonight. Also, I don't know if his wife is here, Mandy, but I think we should also give a thanks to Mandy because I know she let Steve sacrifice time with her family to come here and do these things with us. And I know anytime I'm here, Steve's here too, so I know he puts in a lot of hours. So please, if Mandy's not here, tell her thank you from me. Also, I'd like to give a heartfelt thank you to the parents and family in this room. Many of you have endured cold, rainy weekends, packed up post-game snacks, and offered encouragement through tough losses. You have been our seniors here, their biggest supporters, cheering from the sidelines, lifting them up in difficult moments, and teaching them to never give up. Athletes, could you please give your parents an applause and a thank you for all that they've done for you. To our Booster Club officers, Julie Schermacher, Katie Copa, Erica, Lucas, Nora Shire, and all the other people that volunteer to help out the Booster Club. Your tireless work and efforts behind the scenes make opportunities like tonight possible and the other things that we do as a Booster Club. You're the backbone of this program and ensure that these athletes have the resources, recognition, encouragement to thrive. So I thank you all for your valuable contributions. I know some of them are here, some are not here, but can we all give them a round of hands, as well as the people that volunteered tonight. I would like to also give a special thank you to Michelle Thompson and the other senior parents that came here at 2 p.m. and decorated the beautiful hall. I say this is the best decorations we've had, and the many times we've done it here, so could you please give them a thank you as well? Also, of course, last but not least, a special thank you to our coaches. You do far more than just teach plays and technique to our athletes. You instill confidence, toughness, and lessons that extend beyond the court in the field. You've been mentors, motivators, and champions for these young athletes, guiding them through triumphs and challenges alike. Your belief in them has shaped their journeys, and for that, we're incredibly grateful, and you also deserve a round of applause from everybody. So seniors, tonight marks the end of your high school athletic career, but it is not the end of your journey. Many of you started in youth sports. Some of you actually were coached by me at one point when you were maybe U4, U6, if you remember. Learning fundamentals, forming friendships, and developing your passion for competition. Along the way, you faced challenges, grueling practices, tough losses, some of you injuries, moments of doubt, and yet you've never quit. You've persevered, and in doing so, you've built strength, resilience, and character that will last a lifetime. You have led with determination, inspired younger teammates, and left behind a legacy that will shape the future of Pottsgrove athletics. You have proven that sports are more than just a game. They are a foundation for leadership, teamwork, and integrity. And the bonds you have formed, the memories you have created here, these, I will tell you, as being an athlete myself, will stay with you forever. I still remember things we did in high school as a player on the football field, and certain games and certain bus rides and all that. So you will remember it for a lifetime. As you stand on the edge of new beginnings, embrace your future with the same passion and dedication you brought to your sport. Whether you continue competing, pursue new academic or professional goals, or take on unexpected challenges, remember the lessons you learned here on Pennypacker Field or in this exact gymnasium. The discipline, teamwork, and ability to overcome setbacks, these will be your greatest strengths. Dream boldly, chase your goals relentlessly, and always remember that success is not about talent. It's about heart, grit, and willingness to never give up. Congratulations, seniors. You've left your mark, and we cannot wait to see what you accomplish next. Thank you all for being here tonight, and let's celebrate these outstanding athletes. I will give it over to Dr. Finnerty to say a few words. Dr. Finnerty.
Good evening, everybody. I just want to keep it brief. First, I want to echo all the thank yous that Bob mentioned. There's a lot that goes into putting together a program, putting together facilities, and putting together events. And there's a lot of people behind it, and they do it for love, they do it for you guys, they do it for our community. So thank you to our athletic department. Thank you to our coaches, thank you to our parents, thank you to our trainer. And Bob didn't thank one person. Thank you to Bob. Bob is here all the time, organizing staff to work the kind of unsung, less than fun jobs, maybe the snack stand, prepping stuff. The Booster Club is a tremendous asset, and Bob has done a wonderful job in leading that. So thank you so much. I love these senior celebration events, and I was thinking, as I was thanking Steve Ansbach, I was thinking about, maybe it was last year, the year before, I couldn't make it, I was double booked somewhere else, and I'm like, Steve, can you please just share my apologies for not being able to make it? And what does he do? He comes up and he said, Dr. Finnerty couldn't make it, but he really wanted to make sure that he thanked me for doing a great job. So, yeah, I thought that was classic and well-deserved, by the way. Lastly, to the athletes, thank you for what you do for our community. Many times this year, whether they're big events or small events, I was able to see how you guys brought the community together. I mean, not to single out one sport, but wasn't that long ago that we were here with a absolute jam-packed crowd screaming, and I think we started the game with 12 of the first 16 points were dunks. I think that was true. But you guys brought the community together and brought the house down, and that is amazing, and that has a tremendous positive effect on kids in the building and the community. Personally, any time that I can find time to get away from the less fun parts of my job to just walk out and just watch you guys compete, I love it. So thank you personally. Congratulations. At this point, I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Gonzalez.
Thought I was going to be shorter than this microphone. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. It's truly wonderful to see so many familiar faces gathered here tonight, all the athletes, as we celebrate an incredibly special group of individuals. As principal of Pottsgrove High School, it's my distinct honor to kick off this evening's Booster Club Senior Awards. To our outstanding student athletes, being recognized tonight, let me just say congratulations. Your dedication, perseverance, and passion have not only brought success and pride to our athletic programs, but have also exemplified the very best of the Falcon spirit, both on and off the court and field. We're immensely proud of each of you. This evening wouldn't be possible without the incredible backbone of our athletic community and the Pottsgrove High School Booster Club. To all the members, volunteers, the leaders of the Booster Club, thank you. Your tireless efforts from fundraising to organizing events provide vital support that directly impacts our students and enriches our entire Pottsgrove community. Your commitment is truly inspiring. I also want to extend a sincere thank you to our board of directors, our dedicated superintendent, Dr. Finnerty, and of course, the parents and families here tonight. Your unwavering support, driving to practices, cheering from the stands, and providing endless encouragement is the bedrock of our student athletes' success. You've helped shape these young people into the remarkable individuals we celebrate tonight. And speaking of dedication, I have to give a special shout out to this guy over here, Mr. Steve Ansbach, who's truly an invaluable member of our team here at Pottsgrove. He works relentless hours, as everybody had said prior to me, behind the scenes, ensuring that our athletic programs run smoothly, our facilities are top-notch, and our student athletes have every opportunity to succeed. So thank you, Steve, for your tireless efforts and your commitment to Pottsgrove athletics. Tonight's a testament to teamwork, not just on the field or on the court, but within our entire Pottsgrove family. Let's make this a memorable evening for our seniors. Let's give them a round of applause.
All right, thank you for everyone being here. This is one of the probably most favorite nights of the year because we get to recognize our senior class for 4 unbelievable years with us. And this is a special group, so I'm honored to be in front of you. Parents, guardians, coaches, athletic staff, administration, school board, directors, and most importantly, our class of 2025, welcome to the start of tonight's ceremony. Pottsgrove athletes, I want to personally thank you for your service over the last 4 years. It was extremely rewarding to see you grow, mature, and develop your skills as a student athlete, both in the classroom and in the athletic arena. As you all know, I mention the term student athlete regularly as part of our overall athletic philosophy, and so do your coaches. Students first, athletes second. And I can personally tell you, the athletic class of 2025 has embraced this mindset, in which I am incredibly thankful for. We've also talked about life lessons learned through your experiences as a student athlete here at the Grove. Again, I mentioned in our athletic meetings, participation in athletics is not easy. If it was easy, we'd have the entire senior class sitting in front of us right now. Thank you for embracing commitment, dedication, support of teammates, coachability, and the want to fight through adversity when things get hard. Thank you for embracing hard and not embracing easy. My hope is that your commitment to Pottsgrove athletics has helped you gain and understand valuable skills that will help you be successful in various stages of life. Trust me, these skills learned as a student athlete will pay off, as I personally rely on them every day as a husband, as a friend, as a colleague, and through my efforts as your athletic director. You may not believe me now, but I promise you, when I see you in a few years post-Pottsgrove, you will say, Ansbach, you were right. Thank you for the respect that you have shown on a daily basis and for you being you. Our positive relationships amongst everyone involved has continued our growth, our positive growth here at Pottsgrove, which I could not be prouder of. Tonight, our senior athletes who RSVP'd for this event will receive a plaque celebrating your participation in scholastic athletics. This plaque represents, as I mentioned before, hard work, dedications, and many emotions that you've experienced as a student athlete. I encourage you to look back at this plaque from time to time to remind yourselves of the bonds that you met with your teammates, the bonds you made with your coaches, the competitions, and most importantly, the memories you created from your athletic experience here at Pottsgrove School District. This night deserves a lot of recognitions, and I know we're echoing them, but I think they're very important because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the people that were previously mentioned. Our Athletic Booster Club and Mr. Bob Coons, who's being thanked for the second time. Good job, Bob. He does a great job. Clap it up for him. And the people that were here tonight and our leadership, 2 o'clock we were setting up. The gym looks great. I think every year this event continues to improve, and I'm very thankful for those that were here willing to set up for the gym. Thank you for organizing and funding tonight's ceremony. Your continued efforts, Thursday night meetings, investment in your personal time into the success of student athletes is greatly appreciated. We would not be here tonight if it wasn't for our Athletic Booster Club. Our parents sitting in the stands, thank you for serving such an important role through the development of your son and daughter throughout their career here at the Grove. We appreciate you letting their experience be theirs and not yours. Thank you for embracing the values of athletic participation and sportsmanship. We are grateful for your unwavering support of Pottsgrove athletics. Athletes, I said this on College Commitment Day. When you leave here tonight, please tell your parents and guardians thank you and you love them. They have done a lot for you over your career, not only as a student athlete here, but when you were in youth sports and middle school sports. They have sacrificed a ton of time, miles on their car, energy, and significant dollars to help you participate in athletics. Please do not forget, without your parents or guardians, athletics would not have been possible. We would like to thank our school board of directors for your support of all our athletic programs here at Pottsgrove. Together, we continue to provide opportunities for our students to help them excel as productive, responsible citizens and lifelong learners. Thank you. To our coaching staff, thank you, and thank you. It takes so many moving parts to effectively and efficiently run our athletic department. Collectively, we are all one piece of the big puzzle to provide athletic opportunities for our student athletes, this group sitting right here. I am grateful for all of you. To our administration team, thank you for your support of our student athletes and programs. Coaches, I also want to come back to this. I watch the relationships that our students have with many of you due to your ongoing dedication to Pottsgrove athletics. I know during the season, you're here more than you're at home. Our senior athletes will be more successful in life because of you. The commitment, dedication, and detail that is put into our craft with the growing demands of interscholastic sports is very much appreciated, and it's a privilege to work with you. Mrs. Winter, who's standing over there, my administrative assistant, thanks for embracing we do, the craziness, how we do it, and keeping me in check. I appreciate you, Diane. To my service learners this year, senior Ethan Chambers, Jana Strunk, and Megan Walsh. And I also want to highlight, and he's sitting up there, Zach Strunk, who was the service learner to Coach Thomas in the athletic training room. Thank you for reminding us of the importance of daily personal connections with students. We have learned a lot from each other, and I appreciate all the help this year and the energy you bring to us on a daily basis. My wife, who was mentioned, and my 2 boys who could not be here tonight, they rock. I'm appreciative of them. It takes a lot of nights being away from here, and I say my home's my second home, but my wife says, no, this is your second home, and I argue with her, but half the time she's right. So thank you, and I appreciate her. As you can see, there are many moving parts in the athletic department. We have an amazing team of people that work together for one common goal, and that's you sitting in front of us. Back to our athletes. Thank you for your commitment to interscholastic athletics at Pottsgrove. We have done some positive things for our community, school district, and our athletic programs over 4 years. I want to leave you with this final message. Don't be afraid to take risks. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to challenge yourself. As you continue to grow through your journey post-Pottsgrove, please don't be afraid of the hard. Challenge yourself just like you did as an athlete. It will help you succeed in some shape or form. With the willingness and positive attitude and great effort to achieve, all of you can accomplish a lot in life. And remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. It's been a wonderful 4-year ride. Thank you for being you. Go Grove. And now, just like many of our coaches do, they study the tape, so I figured out what group went first last year, which was our winter sport coaches. So today, we are starting with our fall sport coaches. We are moving into the Coaches Award segment. First, we have first-year baseball coach, Coach Zawarski. You can come on up. This baseball award is sponsored by the Saratoga Dodgers men's over 45 baseball team. Coach Z.
Baseball's definitely played in the spring, but thank you. Coming in as a first-year head coach, you never really know what you got. But being here for the last 2 years as an assistant was a really great experience, and I knew that I had a lot of leaders coming back. One kid in particular, he played every single day for us, and he's somebody who sets a great example for the guys below him, and he's a guy that a coach really looks for in a player to help him lead their team. Whether he was on the mound or playing the infield for us, I always knew I could count on him in any situation. So this year's Coach's Award for baseball goes to Carter Berg.
You may bring them down there. Yeah, I'll tell him that. It's my apologies. Go winter, then spring. I think the athletic director would know that. Next, we are moving to lacrosse. We'll start with the girls. Coach Shearer. As Coach Shearer is coming up, again, girls lacrosse district qualifier, so congratulations to her and her program this year. Students, when your name is selected, please come up on the stage so you can receive your award, and then we'll get a picture in front of the backdrop.
All right, well, thank you all for being here, and I don't have to keep any secrets because we only had one senior, the famous CC Hires, and I cannot tell you what it has been like to coach her. I've only been here for 2 years, and I got to experience the best 2 years of lacrosse that I've probably coached in a very long time. I'm gonna read to you some stats, okay? So if you've never played lacrosse, you're gonna be a little confused, that's okay. 185 ground balls, 59 calls turnovers, 186 career points, 206 career draws, right? That's a lot of work. That's a lot of numbers, right? That is what CC has done for this program over the last 4 years. This year alone, she had 72 goals and 111 draws. That's a lot. That's a hard work, right? And I can tell you, I can stand up here all night and talk about CC, so I'll keep it short. But as a coach, she is the person that you are looking for. She is the go-to person. Not only was she the only senior, she led a group of freshmen and sophomores. There was only one junior that started for us to the PAC Final Four and to the second round of districts. That's a lot of hard work, right? Cece, I am extremely thankful for you. Coach Yuri is extremely thankful for you. Coach Haley, who's not here tonight, FBI calls, right? So she is not here. But we are extremely, extremely sad to see you go, but we know that what you're gonna do in the future will come back because your legacy remains. And if you're thinking, Coach, how are you gonna replace her? We're not gonna replace her, right? But what she has done for this program has teach the younger players what they need to do. Her work ethic is relentless. I'm just gonna describe, and I'll be quick, 2 quick scenarios that I thought of when I was thinking about CC. I believe it was our overtime win against Upper Perk. She gets knocked around a lot. She got knocked down, and after the game, she comes over and she's like, oh, that last time, coaches, I wasn't pushed. I fell down, but I wasn't pushed. My legs just didn't work anymore. If you were at that game and you saw that game, she got right back up and kept running. We're like, oh, okay, well, one, we're glad that you got back up. The second scenario that talks a lot about CC is our final game on Tuesday down at Strathaven. We're in the final quarter. It was clear and obvious that we weren't going to win the game. Every single person on that field kept playing till the last minute. Cece was going back to take the draw again. It was hot, it was warm, and she was more concerned about making sure that we knew where the poster was for her teammate that could potentially score their 100th career goal, and ran back out on the field and just played. right? That speaks a lot about her character and who she is as a person. So Cece, we will miss you. We wish you the best of luck. You always know that you're a part of our lacrosse family now, so thank you. So our lacrosse award winner is Cece Hires.
Moving to boys lacrosse, Coach Wirtz. The lacrosse awards were sponsored by the Wyatt family and the Zarley family.
All right. Hello, everybody. Second year as head coach, I got a little bit more of my bearings on myself. Although I was a part of these kids for all 4 years, I feel like after having a second year under your belt, you kind of understand more of what's expected and what true leadership looks like. And as some of the kids that play with me, they understand the way that lacrosse has leaders is a little bit different than most sports, I think, because you can get leaders who don't necessarily understand fully about the sport. There's a lot of rules, there's a lot of things that go on. And I think that a lot of effort and grit shows through and will become a leader throughout their 4 years just through that. So something that us coaches look forward is someone that's going to benefit the team regardless of if they're good at lacrosse or not. And I think most coaches in this room are looking for the same thing. The player that we selected this year was at all of our practices, never questioned if we asked them to do something. A lot of times we would try and see in the middle of a game, hey, what we're doing is not working. Let's try something new. And the person that we selected this year would always just do it. Didn't question. They would do it, implement it, and they would fail. And then they would come back and be like, Coach, I'll do it better next time. And I think I have an example. The player that we selected randomly, one game, just goes and takes off and goes to the cage. And we had no clue what was just out of nowhere, completely no idea where it came from, pushes to the goal, scores. And I looked and I'm like, where did you get that? He said, well, I know, I just had this feeling, and if I'm going to go, I'm going to go. And if I'm going to go, I'm going to score. And that's the mindset that any athlete we love to see. It's knowing the right time, having that feeling because you've put in so many reps in practice. And then if you're going to do it, you're going to do it 100%. And so the person that we would like to give the Coaches Award to is Asher Hofstetter.
Now moving to softball coach Bedard. This award is sponsored by the Ekman family.
Good evening, everyone. Senior athletes of 2025, congratulations. The softball team had 6 seniors this year: Annabelle Bowie, Mackenzie Gray, Tatum Kelly, Adriana Kennedy, Delaney Rice, and our outstanding manager, Johnny Neihart. Before announcing the Coaches Award winner, I want to recognize this special group. They are one of the kindest, most compassionate groups I've ever coached, and it has been such a joy to be around them for years. They poured so much heart into our program, leading by example and guiding younger players with care. Seniors, thank you for your hard work, your leadership, and passion. You've been outstanding role models, and we know that you'll carry these qualities into the future. This year's Coaches Award goes to someone who leads by example on and off the field. She's overcome multiple injuries, adapted to different positions, and always put the team first. Every day she left the locker room with a thank you to the coaches. Just one small example of her exceptional character. She supports her teammates, asks questions to grow, and represents Pottsgrove with integrity in the classroom, on the field, and in the community. The 2025 Softball Coaches Award goes to Mackenzie Gray.
Tennis, boys tennis. Coach Tellis, as he's coming up, I want to thank PCTV Network for being here. This will be recorded and posted on our website for all parents and students to view. This award is sponsored by Leach Insurance and Allstate. Coach Tellis.
Good evening, everyone. I would just like to thank my assistant coach, Brian Rambo, who isn't here tonight, but he wanted to be here. And I'm so blessed to have an assistant coach that we think alike. He supports everything that I say, which is good. No, it's good for a coach when you don't have issues and we're on the same page. And I'm grateful for that. This year's team, unusually small. I mean, really small. We began the year with less than what we needed for varsity. We didn't understand the circumstance of this. We don't want it to happen again. But as the season went on, we got a few boys. We got it up to like 13. We need 11 for varsity. I just want to tell you how this team worked together, stayed together, and actually we earned respect out there when we played the big guns like the Springfords and the O&Js. We were respectful, and that's all I can ask as a coach, that this little team put it together to work hard for success and staying together. I was concerned that they would quit on me because, if you're not going to show up, what are you going to do? It's a hard place to be as a coach. But you learn, every day you have something to learn, and I learned this year to be patient and work with these guys. So I'll move this along. My Coach's Award goes to a young man who came to intramurals last year, and I saw that he was very good hand-eye coordination, and I knew that this would translate well on our team. And thank God he came out. He was a gentleman. He looked in your eyes when you talked to him. You felt like he was listening, and that's all you can ask for as a coach, that they are listening to what you're saying. And he gave it his all. And I'm very grateful to give this year's award to Isaac Martin.
Congratulations, Isaac. Moving on to girls and boys track and field. Coach Wright, this award is sponsored by Charlie Yawn and the Grimm family.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to thank the Booster Club, the athletic department, and my assistant coaches. And we were a little shorthanded this year with the coaching staff, but Coach Grimm, Coach Underwood, even Coach Fleming from the middle school assisted, along with Coach Harris and Coach Riley. But what we want to do with track and field, other than making sure our kids don't complain about running, is we want to make sure that they're showing up on time and just preparing themselves almost like work. You can't get to your job late. Unless you have years on, then you can get a little bit late. But in the beginning, you're usually there on time. And the young lady who is getting the Coach's Award for 2025 was a leader since she was a freshman. Even to the point that I had her leading the runs, and I would name the run after her. And the kids know that for 4 years now, that when they go out throughout the neighborhoods, no headphones in, trying to keep in a single file line, don't touch anybody's property. It's called a Lauren run. And she showed that leadership from freshman year to senior year. So the coaching staff of spring track and field, award winner for girls, Lauren Vaughn. Going to the boys award winner for 2025 is a young man that's been with me for 4 years. Leadership is what he shows. And usually what I'll do with any young man or woman on the track and field team is I'll set a goal for them, and if they can meet it, we'll come up with some kind of reward. Last year, told this young man, get 6'4", we could talk about a gift card. He got 6'4" at Phoenixville. First thing he came over, where's my gift card? This year, break a school record and we'll talk. At the Pioneer Athletic Championships, he broke the school record for the long jump. First thing came out of his mouth, not that I broke the school record, where's my gift card? But the young man has been with the track and field program the 4 years that I've been the coach, 7 total, and he showed leadership and done everything that we asked him to do to even coach the younger athletes when I'm doing something else. So, the award winner for boys is Kamal. Not yet. And since Kamal does landscaping, he'll be coming to my house and doing landscaping for free. You use those gift cards.
That's awesome. That's great. Moving to unified track and field, Coach Caffrey. This award is sponsored by our Pottsgrove Booster Club.
Hello, everybody. It was an honor and a pleasure this year to coach Unified Track, and it was just last year that I sat up there as a parent of a senior, my last one. My tribe of 5, my youngest 3, played sports here for Pottsgrove since they were 5 years old, 6 years old, so it's been a journey here, and it's been an honor to know all you seniors for lots of years, especially the football team, obviously. Kamal, I owe you some chicken buffalo dip, by the way. So the connections that you make, the families that you get to know, you spend a lot of time with them, and it's an honor to get to know the Unified Track team and watch the bonds and the connections and friendships that have been formed. And it's a unique opportunity to witness, and it's been really, really cool, really cool. So this dedicated OG was a great leader that led by example with integrity, toughness, grit, and compassion. The fierce concentration when he is in the zone is pretty cool to see. And I hope he doesn't mind me tell this quick little story, but when he was in fifth grade, he had a little incident. So this year, our last track meet was at Methacton, and pulling into Methacton, he says, Mrs. Caffrey, I have PTSD pulling into this school. Well, that's because, I hope you don't mind. So he had a little incident at Methacton at a wrestling tournament with his thumb and electric bike. Let's just say the bike won. But listen, he went from PTSD to his PR. Best. That day, shot put. Good job. And I'd like to say in honor with Diane Craig and Lisa Smoyer, my coaches, we would like to present Charles Greco with the Coaches Award. And if you need somebody a +1 for Metallica, please.
Yeah, you're gonna get a picture. All right. Good job. Moving to our fall sports program, we are going to start with cheerleading. Coach Harris, sponsored by LPAA. As Coach Harris is coming over, Coach Harris has retired this season, and I want to thank her for years of support. She was here prior to me getting here. She spent a lot of time and dedication throughout the fall and winter. I think probably this year may have been your longest season ever, fall and winter, because of our run in basketball postseason. So, Coach, I appreciate everything you did. You will be missed.
Good evening. Thanks, Steve. The recipient for the Coaches Award goes to a young lady who served as one of our most outstanding student athletes. She cheered both her junior and senior year and has demonstrated the ability to provide and maintain an excellent rapport of professionalism with her coaches and administrators. She served as a student board representative her junior and senior year. She is also the 2025 Cheerleading All-Academic Pioneer Conference recipient. Her work ethic and her outstanding personality will take her far in her future endeavors. She will be attending Thomas Jefferson University in the fall to become a doctor. The Coaches Award goes to the future Dr. Cecilia Olak.
Congratulations. Moving to cross country, Coach Berweger. Cross Country Award is sponsored by the Zarley family and the Neeson family.
Okay, good evening. First of all, I just wanted to congratulate all the senior athletes on your amazing performances, and also thank the athletic department. And Coach Fleming as well. This year's Senior Cross Country Coaches Award goes to a runner who took a chance and went outside their comfort zone. They joined our team as a senior with no prior cross-country experience. When they heard our numbers were down and we needed runners, they rose to the occasion and bravely stepped in to help. With no experience and very little training, they jumped into a large invitational race, the Kutztown New Balance Invitational, which draws hundreds of runners from nearby states. They didn't hesitate, but they instead ran strong, showing the true Falcon spirit. Throughout the season, this runner grew in strength, both physically and mentally. They supported their teammates, showed excellent sportsmanship, and maintained a positive attitude. So for helping our team and bravely trying a new sport, this year's Cross Country Coaches Award goes to Cameron Burris.
Thank you. Cameron Burris was unable to make it tonight. Moving on to field hockey. Coach Coleman, this award is sponsored by Donna Goffis Fesmeyer.
All right. All right, first off, congratulations to seniors and all the award winners tonight, and to my senior field hockey players. It's been really nice to be able to reflect on what was an incredibly fun season this year. We built a team bond, and especially that was because of you guys. Each one of you brought heart, compassion, resilience, and leadership to this team. You all set the tone at practice, led by example, and created a culture that the younger players will carry forward. And if I could hand this award to each of you, I would, but tradition says otherwise. So this year's Coaches Award goes to a player who consistently shows up, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. She was a steady voice during tough games, always positive from the minute the game clock started till the buzzer went off. The first to pick up a teammate who felt they were having a bad practice or game, always willing to carry equipment even and not leave it to the underclassmen as their job. And also, even though it was her senior year, still aimed really hard to learn new skills, new tricks. And up until her last game, she ended the season with an aerial pass, which means she lifted the ball over everyone's head and it dropped. Her commitment to the team, her work ethic, and her spirit really reflects everything we hope to see in a leader. So please join me congratulating this year's rewards recipient for Delaney Rice.
Next, we have football coach Hawthorne. Football was also a district qualifier this year. The award is sponsored by the Coons family.
Good evening, everyone. First, I want to take a moment to thank the people who make the Pottsgrove Athletics the success that it is, starting with the Pottsgrove Booster Club for making this night a reality. To our school board and administration, thank you for cheering on our students. Whether it's on the field, at a performance of the arts, or in the classroom, your presence and your support mean more than you know to our community, and especially to our youth. To Diane Winter, Jill Bosler, and Lou Hoffman, thank you for your tireless work behind the scenes. The energy and effort that you pour into our athletic programs do not go unnoticed, and we are truly grateful. To our athletic trainer, Jack Thomas, 37 years at Pottsgrove is an incredible accomplishment, but as impressive as his longevity is, it pales in comparison to the impact on our kids that you've had. Coach T, your mentorship and care for our athletes are second to none. You're without a doubt the best athletic trainer in the state of PA. Thank you, Coach T. And to Mr. Ansbach, thank you for your energetic passion and commitment. Day in and day out, you ensure that our athletes and their families have the best possible experience during their time with Pottsgrove Athletics. Thank you, Mr. Ansbach. I also want to offer a sincere thank you to the class of 2025, and not just the senior football players, many of whom I'd recognize as the best of the best that I've had the privilege to coach in 27 years at Pottsgrove High School. The class of 2025 reinstilled, or more accurately, reinvigorated a championship mindset in Pottsgrove athletics. You've modeled the work ethic, sacrifice, and dedication that define successful teams. I truly believe that the tone that you set this year will echo through our hallways, fields, courts, and classrooms for years to come. You lived out the values that make great teams and great people: hard work, resilience, selflessness, and sacrifice. They weren't just buzzwords to you. They were non-negotiables, demonstrated every single day, and it paid off. Your mark on this athletic program is exemplified by the magical run in the state playoffs by our boys basketball team. That night against Pittston may have been my favorite night in all my 46 years in the Pottsgrove community as a spectator. That was congratulations, Coach Palladino. And then finally, the home playoff victory that our girls lacrosse team secured this past spring. It's a credit to your class that Pottsgrove High School had 3 playoff teams in all of the athletic seasons during an academic school year. That's your legacy, and it will live long. After you walk across the stage next Friday, long after you walk across the stage next Friday to accept your diploma. Thank you, seniors. Each year, the Pottsgrove Football Coaches Award is presented to a player who best embodies the heart of our program. Not just talent, but character. Someone who consistently displays toughness, leadership, humility, and unshakable commitment to the team. This year's recipient checks all of those boxes, and then some. But to truly understand this young man, you have to go back before high school, before even cleats and shoulder pads. I first saw him play LPAA basketball when he was just 7 or 8 years old. He was already the biggest kid on the floor, which, as anyone knows who has been involved in youth sports, comes with a unique set of expectations. Everyone looks to you to dominate, to lead, and to carry the team. And he did. I remember one game where he probably had a ton of points and a gazillion rebounds, and he was an absolute force. However, they lost in that championship game. And when the game ended, instead of celebrating or commiserating with his teammates, he was visibly upset and frustrated, and rightfully so. I walked over to maybe encourage him and maybe say something like, "Keep your head up, and you played a great game." But before I even got to him, I heard him say something to his mother that has stayed with me to this day. "I didn't do enough to help my team win." That came from an 8-year-old. That's when I knew this kid was different. He inherently and naturally understood what team was about. He valued team, and even then, he was holding himself to a higher standard. Not for stats, achievements, or awards, but out of accountability to his own teammates. Fast forward 10 years. That mindset hasn't changed. It proves what he felt and said that day wasn't a fluke or just words blurted out by a frustrated young kid. It was who he is. It was what he was all about. Throughout his high school career, this player consistently put team success above everything else. He never chased attention. He led by example through relentless effort every day at practice, on every play, during every game. He showed up early, stayed late, lifted others up, and held himself and his teammates to the highest of standards. As a coaching staff, we often use the old cliche, if we had 11 of this guy, we'd never lose a game. He's the kind of player whose name will be remembered, not just for the plays he made, but for the standard he set. So to this player, I thank you for your leadership, for your sacrifice, for your heart. You left a legacy that goes far beyond any scoreboard or athletic arena. And I have no doubt that you will forge a similar legacy on the gridiron and beyond it with the East Stroudsburg Warriors. It's my honor to present the 2025 Pottsgrove Football Coaches Award to Cameron "Cam" Waller.
Moving on to golf with Coach Desiderio. This award is sponsored by the Mowry family.
How does golf follow football like that? Thank you, Mr. Onspach. Good evening, everyone. First, we would like to thank Mr. Onspach, Mrs. Winter, our administration, the Booster Club, and the Mowry family for making this wonderful night possible for all our student athletes. A special congratulations to all our senior athletes tonight, and a special thanks and congratulations to our senior golfers. On behalf of Coach Rashevich and I, the senior golf recipient I'm about to share with you is a very special young man. This young man is not only a fine gentleman who's never short of thank yous and showing natural leadership, he's a resilient scholar, and he's absolutely a determined competitor. And quite frankly, he's got some confidence swagger when he walks, and I think he knows that too. Coach R couldn't be here tonight, so he sends his best. Tonight we recognize not just one talented golfer, but someone who embodies resilience, patience, and grit. Qualities that extend far beyond the course. Tonight's recipient of the Golf Award has faced challenges this season. Tough rounds, unpredictable conditions, and personal setbacks, but never once has backed down. Golf, like life, doesn't always give you perfect lies. Sometimes you're in the rough, sometimes you're playing into the wind, but it's how you respond that defines you. This Senior Golf Award recipient has responded with determination, humility, and heart. I not only have coached this young man in more than one sport, but I had the privilege of having him in the science classroom, and he has one who not only leads by example, but shows through every tough round, he has shown that success isn't just about winning. It's about learning, growing, and showing up with integrity. In golf, some may not be aware that it's an incredibly mental sport. It will humble you very fast. It is a sport of failing. And the only thing us coaches can ask is when you fail, you realize that it does not define you, but it's just another step closer to success. It is a sport like the third long-lost cousin that you never see, that you didn't even know you're related to because it's off campus. We don't get the cheers and the support of spectators. We play against tough conditions and very long rounds. I would like to give a special congratulations to a gentleman that makes this award so meaningful. Congratulations, Mr. Carter Berg. You've proven that the toughest courses and the toughest times often bring out the best in us. Once again, Carter Berg.
Moving on to girls soccer, sponsored by the Booster Club, Coach Crawford.
Good evening, everyone. It's my privilege tonight to present one of the most meaningful honors a coach can give, the Coach's Award for graduating seniors. This award goes beyond stats or highlights. It recognizes a player who leads with heart, integrity, and dedication. Someone who sets the tone not just on the game days, but every single day. Since I first met her as a middle school soccer coach, Michaela Schubert has been a steady, positive force. She's the kind of player every coach hopes for, dependable, driven, and always focused on the team before herself. But what truly sets her apart is her leadership. She doesn't lead with volume or flash, she leads by example. She works hard, she listens, she encourages. And when things get tough, she stays calm and focused, lifting everyone around her. Off the field, Michaela is just as impressive. She's a role model in the classroom, respectful and kind to everyone she meets, and always willing to lend a hand or a word of support to a teammate who needs it. Whether it was mentoring a younger player, organizing team events, or just being a steady presence during the ups and downs of a long season, Michaela consistently showed up for the team in ways most people will never see. But we see it. And that's what makes this award so well-deserved. Michaela has helped shape the culture of the program, one built on effort, accountability, and heart. Her legacy isn't in just the game she played, but in the impact she had on those around her. So congratulations, Michaela.
Good. Congratulations. Boys soccer, Coach Wachowski. Again, this award is sponsored by the Pottsgrove Booster Club.
With the coaches coming up here before talking about how many years they were coaching, I had to ask Coach Grimm, and I don't think he was sure, but I think we're like 23, so makes us pretty old, Grimm. First, I'd like to thank the boosters for the banquet, Pottsgrove Soccer Club for the award, for sponsoring the award,
Mr. Ansbach and the administration, of course, all the soccer families, Kevin Grimm and Ethan, who couldn't be here today. The Boys Soccer Award goes to a player that demonstrates hard work, determination, and sportsmanship. This player had to overcome injury this year, and he would do anything to be on the field. He played every minute like it was his last one. This year's award goes to Gavin Knox.
Moving back to tennis in our girls soccer program, Coach Tellis, this award is sponsored by the Copa family and Leach Insurance and Allstate. Dr. Finnerty, you jumping in? All right.
Good evening again. I'll be brief. It's a long night. Let me tell you about this girls' season. Now, this was special. We had approximately 23 girls. I would say maybe only 7 could play tennis. The rest were learning on the job. And we're grateful for that. We're grateful because at the beginning of the year, we were green as green can be as a team. But it all came together. We became competitive, and I'm excited what's going to be for next year. And guess what? It's done. We're going to get new courts. New tennis courts here at Pottsgrove. That's pretty sweet. Yeah. Thank you, administration. That'll be nice. So this Coach's Award goes to a very special person who was with the team multiple years, and her role on this team was maturity and leading with example. She showed up to practices. She was respectful and did what was necessary. Was she the best player? No, but that's not an insult. We all can't be the best, but she was a valuable person, and that's why she gets this award. Paige, don't be mad at me. Please, this year's award goes to Paige Peterson. Thank you.
Paige, I bet you could beat me in tennis, so we're good. Volleyball, Coach Reinhardt. This award is sponsored by Julie Schermacher and family.
So it's a pleasure to be here this evening, and I want to also thank the Booster Club, Mr. Ansbach. I'll be sure to tell Mandy that you got choked up. Okay, that's bonus points. My assistant, Steve Barzowski, who couldn't be here tonight, and the parents for all that they do for our student athletes. So for volleyball this year, we had 3 seniors on our team, and it was a true joy to watch each and every one of them grow and learn the game over the years. We had Ava, who showcased her versatility on the court by excelling as a defensive specialist, while also stepping up to contribute as a hitter in the front row. Her adaptability and determination made her a key asset to the team. She was always fierce and focused. Then we have Jade. Jade was also very versatile. She is known for her fast arm swing as a right side hitter, her beautiful setting hands, and her solid defensive skills. Jade has a strong understanding of the game and was able to play any position her team needed, making her a key asset. Then we have Braylon, a dedicated libero, who's known for her relentless hustle on the court. She's like hiding in between. There you are. She was key in keeping us in games and extending plays with her aggressive defense. Always eager to improve, she consistently asked what she could do better and took feedback to heart. Beyond her individual effort, She was a supportive teammate who lifted others up and played with heart and determination every game. My message to this year's recipient of the Volleyball Coaches Award: your contributions go far beyond your athletic skills. You've inspired your teammates with your determination, your relentless work ethic, and your calm demeanor. As you grew, you embraced your role as a leader, guiding your teammates with grace and confidence. Your teammates said she was always fun, supportive, and she was always there. She never had a bad attitude, and she was fun to be on the court with. You've set a high standard for dedication and teamwork. Thank you for everything that you've given to this team over the years. I'm pleased to give the Girls Volleyball Coaches Award to Braylon Lewis. Thank you.
I'm not going to let it down. I know I'm not. I know I'm not.
Moving on to our winter sports programs. Girls basketball, Coach Morton. This award is sponsored by Anthony and Diane Cherico, and LPAA Basketball. Coach Morton.
Thank you. First, I'd like to thank Steve and Diane for everything that they do and all of his athletic staff. I'd like to thank the administration for allowing us the opportunity to coach these girls and provide wonderful facilities for everything that we do. I'd also like to thank Mr. Thomas, our trainer. I know Bill mentioned it. He does amazing work, and we were a pretty banged up team last year and this year, and he did a great job keeping the girls on the court, looking out for them when they didn't look out for themselves. So I'd like to have a round of applause for Mr. Thomas, please. I'd also like to acknowledge we had 2 seniors this year, so go off script a little bit as we're coming to the end. I'd like both of them to stand up, Aaliyah Rockmore and Ava Lehman. If they could both stand, please. I'm not done. Stand up. Stand up. Yes, on the 2 feet, on your 2 feet, stand up. I want to thank them for their 4 years they put in. The 2 years with me, if you weren't aware, the basketball program was struggling with numbers. The coaches did a lot of work, and their year before I came in, they had just about 5 players, enough to play a game. So the year that I came in, it would have been easy to say they had enough, but neither of them did. They both stuck it out. They gave me everything they had for those final 2 years, and I wanted to acknowledge and appreciate and thank you guys. I also would like to thank my assistant coaches, Shanae Glenn, who couldn't be here tonight, and Kari Ludi. And a little quick story before I get to our winner. So, like everyone, I had to print out, but I wasn't thinking about it being on my phone. There's a page missing. So when I sat down, I started looking over it. I started to panic, like, oh man, I'm missing a page. I'm gonna have to go up here and wing it, which is okay. It's half the time I don't look at it anyway. But then Kari, being a great assistant that she is, she was like, you emailed it, pull it up on your phone. So I have to thank both of my assistants. I had the best 2 assistants in the pack. They always have my back, and she was right there for me yet again. So I wanted to give them a round of applause. All right, on to our Coaches Award winner. As I said, I had 2 seniors, and either of them could have gotten this award. But when we sat down and talked about it, I wanted to single this person out for all of the hard work and dedication and the things that she did to get us where we are. Our senior award winner is Ava Lehman. And I had a couple things written down. I just want to give a quick story about Ava as we go through. This year, she took on a role that she wasn't overly familiar with, and that was the leadership of a very young team, and she did a great job. Ava is also one of the toughest players that I've ever coached. If you know, where are you going? Hang up. You're here now. You're gonna hang. No, you're gonna hang here a little bit. She's one of the toughest players. She's always in with Mr. Thomas with a bad wrist, a bad thumb, a bad something. And whenever we would ask her, "Are you okay?" the answer was always the same. It was, "Yeah, I'm good." But
we figured out, or at least I figured out over the year that we knew it wasn't the answer that you get, it's the look on her face. So there was a game when she had a bad thumb and we all asked her like 2 times easy, "Are you good?" And it was just a grimace on the face and no answer. So we're like, "You have to come out." We knew then it's not the answer she gives, it's the look on her face. So I just want to flash forward to this past season where we were at Norristown. Big game for us and we were playing. It was a close game and we were battling through. Ava drove the lane, pulled up for a jumper. As she came down, I'm watching the shot, but I heard a loud noise and everyone sort of jumped and I looked and she's laying on the floor. Now, it's not uncommon to see her laying on the floor. Like I said, she's a tough player, very aggressive. She gets banged up a lot, but she didn't get right up. And the players that were around her sort of stepped back a little bit. So we went out there with the trainer, and I saw a look on her face that I don't see too much, and it was fear. She knew something happened there. So the trainer was assessing her, and we were talking to her, and I said, "Hey, you could squeeze my hand as hard as you." Before I got finished, she was squeezing my hand harder than I thought she could. So I knew she was in some serious pain. We said, "All right, we're going to get you up off the floor. We're going to carry you into the room." So we picked her up, and as we're carrying her, she was like, "Coach, wait. Did my shot go in?" That's the type of player she was. She knew she was hurt, but she knew it mattered if she made that point. So that was about Ava. That's the type of player she is. The last part that I'll finish with, probably our biggest game of the year, we were still in the hunt for the playoffs for the PAC as well as the districts, and we were playing at home against Upper Marion. It was a day or two after that Norristown incident, and her season was over. She was on crutches. She had a tibia? Ankle? Yeah. She had a fractured tibia and a pulled ligament in her ankle, so her season was done. She could have easily sat at home or sat in the stands, be with her friends, and sat somewhere else, mad or disappointed that her season was done. She was here probably before some of the players that were going to play. She was here in this gym. She was in the locker room before the game, and she was on the bench with us talking to the young kids and coaching them up and doing everything she could as if she was going to play the game. And again, that's the type of player she is. That's the type of leadership that we needed. And I had mentioned Aaliyah and Ava, they will go down as 2 of our foundation building blocks for where this program is going to go. So I can't thank her enough for everything that she gave us. Thank you.
Moving to boys basketball, Coach Palladino. Boys basketball finished 3rd place in District 1 this year. We hosted a state game here that was unbelievable, and we lost a close one in the 2nd round, and I think we were about a couple foul shots and a foul out away from being in the state championship. So, Coach Palladino, congratulations on the season.
All right, before I present my Coach's Award, I would like to thank a few people. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to the Boosters Club for hosting this wonderful evening. I'm a big sports fanatic, so I always love coming in here and listening to the other coaches' stories. You know, I don't get out to all the events, but to, listen to, each coach talk, about their student athletes, that warms my heart. I also like to thank Mrs. Winter for all her help throughout the season, especially with the end of the year stuff. She does a great job with all those end of the year tasks. Of course, I want to thank Mr. Ansbach for the countless hours he puts into all the programs. He's always been a very passionate and positive person. He's always willing to help us out whenever we need it. I also like to thank my assistant coaches, Marcus Marshall, Jermon Jeffers, Tyseer Horton, Dr. Rick Neff, my 9th grade coach, Chris Mensick, and my 2 junior high coaches, Kevin Groth and Ryan Okaneski, for all their hard work throughout the season. I also want to give a special thank you to Coach Hoffman, Lou Hoffman. He's been around our practices a lot, and he's just something you can always shoot stuff off of, and he's been around the game for many, many years, many more years than I have, and it's just fun to talk basketball, and we shoot strategy off of each other, and all the games that he came to during the playoffs to do the scores and everything else like that. just appreciate everything that he does. And then lastly, Coach Thomas, just keeping our athletes, healthy and getting back on track and, getting them through their injuries. Always been a class act. I've been here for 20 years, and, he always does an excellent job. Finally, I want to congratulate all the seniors here tonight. Wish you the best of luck in all your future endeavors. There's an old proverb that goes like this: if you want to go somewhere fast, go alone. But if you want to go somewhere far, go together. This year I had the opportunity to work with 6 outstanding individuals: Cam Waller, Eric Smith, Thomas Sambrick, Jameel Jeffers, Julius Marshall, and Kamal Curry. Each one of these seniors, along with their teammates, embraced this motto with both arms. This year's team was able to put their personal and individual goals aside for the betterment of the team. I've been coaching, like I just said, for 20 years. I've never seen a more connected group. Guys that just, they really love each other. They do. They spend a lot of time together, not just, when we were doing things on the court, but, on the weekends, they're sending me pictures of, team shoes that they're looking at, and I can see all their little feet in the bottom. So they're all together. They're all together, and they were connected, and that's no, that's part of the reason why they had such a good season. That they weren't just connected, on the floor. They were connected off of it. Each one of these guys came to practice each day with a positive attitude, dedicated work ethic, and they were a joy to coach. These young men, with their teammates, were able to finish the season with an astounding 23-5 record. It's the second best win total in boys basketball in school history, and a 12-game improvement from last year's 11-11 squad. They finished third. They were the Pioneer Athletic Frontier Division champions. They were a 12-1 record. They finished third in the District 5A playoffs and advanced to the PIAA state playoffs for only the third time in the last 44 years. This group was also able to win their first state playoff game in almost 5 decades, 46 years to be exact. And they advanced to the Sweet 16, as Coach Ansbach said, and before being knocked out by the eventual state champion, New Inglewood Saints. This group, on most nights, was electric and a must-see come event. They won the hearts of the school, the families, and their community. Even when things didn't go their way, which wasn't very often, these kids battled from tip to buzzer. They had 0 back-to-back losses and no double-digit defeats. So they were in every game, every night. This group, along with their seniors, this group of seniors, along with their teammates, have definitely set the bar high for future Falcon teams to achieve. Please join me in thanking these young men for their hard work and dedication they displayed this past season. Every year, we as coaches are asked to select one player, and I say this every year. It's hard to just pick one player, and this year was especially difficult because they were all worthy of it. And every coach can stand up here and say, that for the most part, that's in most cases that they have a lot more than one person that they can give the award to. The person receiving our Coaches Award tonight has made great impact on our program over the last 4 seasons. This young man has been a fixture in our starting lineup since his sophomore year. The program at that time was in rebuild mode. So this young player, at that time, stood out to us coaches as somebody that we could build around. I think he had some talent, and just kept working. He was a constant worker. I like to call him, he was a gym rat. He was in the gym all the time, working on a shot, dribbling, whatever aspect he needed to work on, he was there. Whether that meant stay later after practice, or this guy was, one of the guys that would show up prior to school start at 6 in the morning, and we're doing workouts in here, whatever it took, whatever he felt he needed to work on, he wasn't afraid to do it. After 2 years of an up and down, two up and down years as sophomore and junior year, and where I kind of felt like, he got his feet wet, kind of, made some mistakes, and kind of learned from things. This year kind of put everything together. It all came together for him. Prior to the season, he was voted by his teammates to serve as one of our tri-captains, and he was one of the catalysts that led to our 23-win season. This player scored double figures in 20 of the 28 games that we played. He also scored 14 or more 10 times. This athlete was one of the best players in the league from beyond the arc. He could shoot the ball. He was named by the opposing coaches in our division as first team All-Frontier Division. This player has a very high basketball IQ and is very dependable with the ball in his hands. On most nights, as I said, he was one of our best shooters, and he was also one of our best free throw shooters, which people that came to our games, that was one of the areas that we may have struggled at. So he did an excellent job. When he put on the line, he was one of the guys we could depend on. So kudos to that. Not only was he a good player on the court, he's also an exceptional student in the classroom. This young man maintained honor roll status throughout the season, and he would later be recognized by the Pioneer Athletic Conference as all-academic first team at the conclusion of the winter season. This player was definitely one of the leaders of our team and will be a very difficult piece to replace next season. We wish him all well as he enters his next chapter of life and he gets set to attend Montgomery County Community College, where he will study business and accounting and continue to play the game he loves. On behalf of the boys basketball program, our Coaches Award goes to Julius Marshall.
One thing about knowing your staff and knowing your coaches and being around most of them for about 7 years is Coach Thomas. And I know he's brought up a lot of times, but one thing about Coach Thomas is he doesn't love the limelight. So the more we keep highlighting him and thanking him for all his years of service, the farther he gets in the hallway. I want Coach Thomas here for a couple more years, so we appreciate him, but just be careful because I can see him walking out the door because he doesn't love being in front of people. Thanks, Coach T. Moving to bowling, Coach Witkowski. This award is sponsored by the Pottsgrove Booster Club.
All right, so for bowling, I'd like this. I didn't know who sponsored the award until I looked, and I'd like to thank the boosters for sponsoring it, and I will try to find someone to step in for next year. Also, I'd like to thank all the bowling parents out there. Coach Abdallah, who I coached with this year. Coach Judy, who left after last year, went to Pottstown, but thank you. She coached a lot of these seniors. The bowling award goes to a bowler that puts the team first. This bowler would do whatever was needed to help their teammates. This bowler brings a bright spot to every practice and match. This year's award goes to Des Merriweather.
Moving to indoor track, Coach Wright. This award is sponsored by Damon's Cause, the Carter family, and the Ball family.
Winter track is a tough sport. Winter track, we practice outside November, December, and January. So there is a need of dedication to be able to do those things outside because it's hard running inside with 50-plus kids. But this young man, who I saw
working out over the fall on his own. I'm just driving past the high school and I see this young man out on the track working on his own. And he's been with me for 4 years, never complains. The biggest thing about track and field is, for the parents that have track and field athletes, your kids complain. And the biggest thing they complain about is they don't want to run. So I have to remind your children that this is track. It's running. But this young man never complained, showed leadership, drive, made sure to come to practice before he had to go to work, got his work in, and did everything that I asked, and never once complained about running. So my award winner for indoor track / winter track goes to Thomas Zemby.
Moving on to.
Yeah, you're right
here. Moving to swimming. Coach Deal, this award is sponsored by Jeff and Diane Bush.
First off, I'd like to thank everyone behind the scenes. A lot of people have already been thanked. One person who's not here that I definitely have to thank is my assistant coach, Jack Hughes. With myself not teaching in the building, he really takes the foreground on all the behind the scenes work and a lot of communication, seeing the students every day. And I absolutely couldn't do what I do without him. Although our girls team had a very successful season this year, we do not have an award to give out for them this year. Luckily for me, all of our district and state swimmers on the girls' side are returning next year, so that'll be a good season next year. For our boys team, definitely a different story. So first off, I had 6 seniors. I don't think there's ever been 6 seniors on the swim team that I've ever known of. So right away, I had 6 guys. I believe, I did not necessarily know this, but realized it tonight, I believe all but one of them are multi-sport athletes, which is awesome. I'm a huge supporter of that. And of those 6, 3 of them were first-year swimmers this year. Yet all 6 of them showed those characteristics that coaches have been talking about all night and could deserve this award. And coaches talked about how difficult this decision can be. So I'm used to it having a decision between 2, maybe 3, but when all 6 of them in a way could deserve it, it kind of made it difficult. After doing some thinking, I was able to narrow it down to 2. They were hardworking, they were dedicated, they all knew when to be serious and when they could joke around and have fun. But 2 of them in particular swam some of the hardest, most grueling events, meet after meet, even when we weren't sure if we were going to be able to win or not. And they didn't complain, and they just didn't know how to quit. In the end, we decided we were going to give the award to one who showed their dedication for years, and we'd like to give our award to Bryson Ellis.
Moving on to Unified Bocce. Coach Scott. This award is sponsored by the Pottsgrove Booster Club.
First off, 2025 graduates, I was shocked at how you're getting older and so am I. And as I watched you cross to receive your awards, I'm like, oh, I'm going to miss you and you and you. And I think for teachers that have been here for a long time, it goes like that, but this year it just hits a little bit different. They are a really special group. So I've appreciated being your teacher, and I've appreciated being your coach in some capacity. So it's my pleasure to be here tonight to award the Unified Bocce Coaches Award. And this was my second year of coaching the team, and I had the pleasure of working with one of my very good friends, Mrs. April Caffrey. So Mrs. Caffrey is my assistant coach. And Mrs. Caffrey and I had a stellar group of students, both athletes and partners, this year to work with. And it occurred to me this year on a couple of occasions while I watched the kids in action that unified sports really asks students to dig deep and be better, maybe even more so than in regular athletics, which I've also coached. Unified bocce and unified track ask students to excel at their event, but then also ask those student partners to model tolerance, grace, and inclusion. We ask them to be role models. We ask them to be patient and share their strategies, and we ask them to accept the win-loss victory with the implicit understanding that everyone gets to participate equally, even if there's a partner or an athlete that might have been able to cinch that victory. And we ask them to do this when our society at large has a hard time doing this. This year's recipients of our Coaches Award is one of the most strategic bocce players that I've met. He partnered eagerly with younger players, athletes and partners alike, to help them hone their skills to advance the team. He was always somebody that Mrs. Caffrey and I could count on if there was a need for extra hands. And he was a good sport when diplomacy was called for. This year's Coaches Award for Unified Bocce goes to Jonathan Spott.
Now moving into wrestling, Coach Madden. Looks like he's bringing a prop up here with him. This award is sponsored by Stephanie Van Horn in memory of her late husband, Coach Todd Van Horn.
Thank you, Mr. Ansbach. I feel like a prop comic bringing this up, but we'll see how it goes. If I could have Jacob, Freddie, Frederick come up here with me, please. While he's coming up, there's two things that wrestling coaches love to talk about. One is weight, and the other is overcoming adversity. And in the first couple years, Freddie was or all 4 years, he was a heavyweight. But for the first 3 years, he was an undersized heavyweight. So where we would have guys who were, if I was a 107-pounder in high school, and if a guy weighed 107.1, he couldn't wrestle me. He was too big, all right? He had to wrestle guys that were 50 and 60 pounds bigger than him for the first 3 years of his career, and did a great job of it. By the end of his junior year, he was an all-pack championship place winner. He was a Pottstown place winner, and he was a second-team all-league wrestler at heavyweight. Then along comes his senior year. He gains 40 pounds and ends up being, 270. He's ready to go. Having a great preseason, goes in, takes third at the Pottstown tournament, is 3-0 at a dual meet in Norristown. It's taking a guy to his back, pins him, right? Gets up, his knee's messed up. All of a sudden now, he really can't walk on it. So we're 10 days into the season, and I'm thinking, I think he's done. And probably with anyone else, he would have been done. So he rehabs. Rehabs, isn't wrestling. We're in the last week of the season, and we put him in. We have 2 matches. We put him in one. His knee collapsed underneath him. I'm there. Nah, no way. In a week and a half, he came out, defeated 2 more guys, went into the PAC tournament, actually the district tournament, did a great job, didn't get where he wanted to be because of the fact that, he couldn't run, couldn't condition like he wanted to. So the first thing he had to overcome was the weight and then the adversity. So he goes through these 4 years, and I'm thinking, you know what, he really didn't get what he wanted out of it. And, sometimes people don't. We always don't accomplish what we want to, what we set out, the goals that we set out to accomplish. And I'm there, well, that's a life lesson. But that didn't stop him, all right? Anyone that knows Freddie, he started this spring at 270 pounds. He's now 230 pounds. He's going to go from being a Falcon here to being an Arcadian Knight, all right, in wrestling for them. And his goal was to go down to 197 pounds from 270 pounds. That's amazing. He doesn't let anything stop him. He was a great person to be around. Every time there's something, an obstacle was put in his way, he overcame it, all right? He is the outstanding wrestler of the Pottsgrove wrestling team. But that's not all right? For some reason, I don't know who did it. If I find out who it is, you're in serious trouble, all right? But this is what was put up on the wall, and every day when I get dressed at my locker, this is what I see. So Freddie will always be in our hearts and always on our wall.
Never a dull moment with Coach Madden. At this part of our ceremony, we are going to go into our participation awards. Athletes, when your name is called, you are going to come across the stage. I'm going to give you an award, and then we are going to get your picture in front of the backdrop with Mrs. Kleinfelter. After we are done that, we will go into our special awards, and then that will conclude the evening. Mr. Coons.
Okay, I'm back to announce the names. Just before I do that, I just wanted to say, I forgot to say in my speech, a special thank you to Shay for all her great pictures this year. Many of your cards, some of them were her pictures. Also, I would like to also say I saw her, Jana. Jana is my backup. Whenever I don't have a picture, I email her mom, and she sends me the pictures that she had of a lot of your seniors. So some of your cards are actually her pictures. So you should thank her as well for pictures. So thank you very much, Jana. I appreciate the 4 years. I've gone to her for a lot to do that.
Thank you, Jana. Thank you, Dave.
Okay, I'm going to read off the names. So first up, Lexi Arcia. You are up first. Or Steve's bringing it to you. Great. Okay, Abby Baker. I'm going to call him quick. So, Andrew Baumgardner. Carter Berg. Cameron Burris. Here's my favorite one, Justin Coons. Riley Crawford. Kamal Curry.
Congratulations on moving in.
Bryson Ellis. Mason Farkouche. Derek Ford. Freddie Frederick, even though I know it's Jacob, but got to do it. Jake Gondos. Emma Gonzalez.
Mason.
Mackenzie Gray, Charles Greco, Jason Harkins, Cece Hires, Asher Hostetler. Sorry if I made your name wrong, sorry. Caden Kelly, Ryan Kelly, Adriana Kennedy, Jermaine Kennedy, Gavin Knox, Mason Creechley, Ava Lehman, Andrew Lesser, Braylon Lewis, Julius Marshall, Isaac Martin, Isaiah Massamore, Brandon McGinley, Desiree Merriweather, Owen Mounts, James Mueller. Oh, I gotta slow down now. Too fast. Okay, Johnny Neidhart. Cecilia Olak. Jake Palladino. Paige Peterson. Charlie Putpinko. Delaney Rice. Aaliyah Rockamore. Tommy Sambrick. Michaela Shupard. Eric Smith. Jonathan Spott. Jana Strunk. Cole Strunk. Jack Thompson. Tyler Trexler. Savannah Van Horn. Lauren Vaughn. Cameron Waller.
Congratulations.
Megan Walsh. Thomas Zimba. Okay, up for our next award is a very special award, the Love of the Game Award. So I'm going to ask for Jerry Thompson to come up and he can present that award for us.
For many years, John McMenamin was well known throughout the Pottsgrove community as a man passionately devoted to his family and purposefully engaged in various roles as a respected member of the community. In 2020, John passed away from a sudden heart attack. But prior to his passing, Coach John, as he was commonly known to young athletes of Pottsgrove Little League and LPAA basketball, served for decades as a consistent model of citizenship, integrity, and selflessness in his roles as a youth coach. Throughout this time, he unquestionably impacted the lives of countless young people and Pottsgrove families in significant, meaningful, and lasting ways. Coach John's unwavering focus was on coaching to teach each player, regardless of his or her ability level, not only fundamentals of the sport, but also the value of developing and exhibiting qualities reflective of good character, such as humility, sportsmanship, respect, perseverance, and striving to do one's best. Coach John never lost sight of the critical importance of keeping young people engaged and interested in continuing to play their sport for years to come. Coach John was also a tireless advocate of the underdog, a young person who might not have superior talent, but who simply desired to be part of a team and enjoy playing their sport of choice. Coach John often used unconventional strategies and creative methods to teach his players, but despite his approach being contrary to the win-at-all-costs philosophy employed by many youth coaches, he did gain a following over time. Through fellow coaches and coaches new to volunteering who witnessed the impact of his efforts and adopted similar styles and purposes, Coach John's legacy proudly continues to live on in our community. The Coach John J. McMenamin for Love of the Game Award was established to recognize Pottsgrove High School student athletes from the senior class who exemplify the qualities of passion, sportsmanship, perseverance, and team spirit as participants in their sports. In short, playing for love of the game is an undeniable characteristic of the student athletes nominated for this award. The John J. McMenamin for Love of the Game Award is proudly presented to this year's recipients, Ava Lehman and Carter Berg.
Okay, I'm back again. I gotta find my paper here. Give me a second, everybody. While I'm doing that, I just want to say a special thank you. My wife wasn't here to be here at the beginning, but she was able to make it from her preschool graduation. And I just want to say thank you to her, because without her, she wouldn't let me do all this. So it's because of her and the things she picks up when I'm here. So I appreciate everything that you do, Lisa. Everyone left their speeches up here. I got to find mine here. Okay, this next award is the Ray Goffis Award, our future Hall of Famer coming up in September when we have our Hall of Fame event. He was the founder of the Booster Club, and he was known for, till his last day, he was at every sporting event that he could be at, and he was a passionate supporter of Pottsgrove athletics. And we thought when I came on board in the as the Booster Club president, I thought it would be great. We should have an award to recognize the supporters that we have for Pottsgrove. So the first year, we've had people like John Bossler, Stephanie Van Horn, that was a long time person that helped wrestling and football. And tonight, we're gonna add another name to that prestigious list. So this year's recipient is someone who defines what it means to win, to be a supporter of Pottsgrove athletics. They give without giving nothing in return. This person went through a lot of personal challenges, but they never wavered. No matter what, they showed up for team dinners, for fundraising events, for anything the team needed. Whether it was organizing behind the scenes or stepping in at the last minute, they were there, ensuring that our athletes had the best possible experience. But their contributions weren't just a logistical part in being part of running things on the back end. They were also there as a supporter, cheering on not only their own player, but all the other players, and having a deep passion for the players and helping them out. I saw this firsthand for events that I was at and saw things that this person did behind the scenes that I know were greatly appreciated by the athletes. As we know, sports thrives on commitment, and championships are won through hard work, and teams are built through trust. And this person that is going to win this award is someone who gave without hesitation, didn't seek recognition, and led by example. And that's really the foundations of what Pottsgrove Athletics is. So tonight we honor someone who embodies this true spirit of the Ray Goffis Award, and it's my great privilege to present this award to Dina Creechley. Dina Creechley. At least I did better than the Phoenixville announcer. Hope you know from the football game. Thank you very much for all you did. Can you go take a picture over here? You're welcome.
Congratulations, Dina. So, as I mentioned in our opening remarks, our academic philosophy and message of being a student athlete. So this year, the Booster Club and Bob and I talked about adding something along those lines, since that's a message that we share day in and day out with our student athletes. So inherently, we have the AD Student Athlete Award, first of its kind for 2025. And this award is in recognition of your dedication to academic and athletic excellence in the Pottsgrove School District. So we're both giving out a female and male AD Student Athlete Award. This female athlete is described by one of her coaches as the ultimate athlete that embodies what it is to be a student athlete. Her work ethic at all times was unmatched, and she made everyone around her better. She is always willing to support her teammates and do whatever it took to help with team success. This 152 goal scorer was awarded first team Frontier Division 3 times and second team twice in the sports of soccer and lacrosse. Not only were her athletic accolades great, so was her academic success in the classroom. One of her AP teachers described her as a model student who brings exceptional energy and focus to the classroom, consistently demonstrating curiosity, leadership, and a strong work ethic. Her ability to collaborate with peers, think critically, and approach challenges with confidence makes her a standout student and a positive influence on the learning environment. She will be graduating with a 4.7 GPA and attending Penn State University. Our first female AD student athlete is CC Hires. One thing I forgot to mention is along with the plaque comes a $100 check from the Booster Club, so don't spend it all in one place. Our male AD student athlete. One coach described this student athlete as a true gentleman that embodied the desire, motivation, and most importantly, the work ethic needed to succeed in any area of life. He led by example, hustled on every play, and committed to all the small details that could help him improve, not just for himself, but for his teammates as well. These qualities were evident every time he stepped on the field as a linebacker, maybe a defensive end, tight end, third baseman, first baseman, and pitcher. This athlete was also awarded the Frontier Division twice in 2 sports. Not only were these qualities exhibited on the field, they were also in the classroom. His physics teacher quoted the student athlete as the following: "He consistently strives for success, not just by completing tasks, but by truly seeking to understand the material." He is also a team player when it comes to working collaboratively. His dedication to learning sets him apart, and his performance in the classroom is excellent. Though his athletic talent is clear on the field, it has also served him well in physics, where it occasionally took quick reflexes to navigate the hazards of live demonstrations. He will be graduating with a 3.98 GPA and will also be attending Penn State University. Our male AD student athlete is Brandon McGinley.
Okay, I'm back again. We're getting close. We're getting close, people. There's only 4 more awards left. Okay. The next award we have is the Falcon Award. It's one of our most prestigious awards for Pottsgrove. With it, you get a $250 scholarship with the really cool Falcon trophy. So we have 2 really great people winners this time. First, I will go with the Female Falcon Award. Tonight, we recognize an athlete whose dedication, leadership, and unwavering commitment to her teammates sets her apart. The Female Falcon Award is given to a student athlete who embodies the very essence of sportsmanship, perseverance, and team spirit. And this year's recipient is someone who has not only excelled across multiple sports, but has elevated those around her through her selfishness and determination. They are a true competitor, a 3-sport athlete who has left their mark in tennis, winter track, and spring track. On the tennis court, they earned 4 varsity letters, but their impact was far greater than any statistic. They built a team culture of support and encouragement, making every teammate better just by being besides them. In doubles play, this person was the partner that everybody wanted, not because of wins alone, but because of the way they uplifted and inspired those around them. As a senior and team captain, they set the standard. Coaches knew they could count on them, not just to compete, but to lead. They made sure warm-ups were taken seriously, that condition was never overlooked, and that the small things, the things that make a true teammate, were never forgotten. Beyond tennis, they were also a force on the track, becoming one of the top throwers on the team. In every sport and every moment, they exemplified the values we hold highest: dedication, accountability, and unbreakable commitment to their teammates. Tonight, we celebrate an athlete who embodies the very best of Pottsgrove athletics. It's my honor to present this year's Falcon Award to Paige Peterson. You just have to wait, I'll do the next one, yep. Okay, we're gonna make Paige wait so I can do the male one. We'll do them both together. Okay, tonight I have the privilege of presenting again one of the highest honors, the Male Falcon Award. This award reserves for a student athlete who embodies everything we value: sportsmanship, integrity, dedication, and leadership. This year's recipient is a force both on and off the field, an athlete who doesn't just play the game, but elevates those around him through his relentless work ethic, quiet yet commanding leadership, and he's the kind of teammate who shows up early, stays late, and gives maximum effort. Not because he seeks recognition, but because he holds himself to the highest standard. While his talent is undeniable, what truly sets him apart is his selflessness and sacrifice. Faced with a tough decision, he made one that speaks volumes about his commitment to his team. Despite needing shoulder surgery, He postponed the procedure not for personal gain, but so he could compete in both football and wrestling, ensuring he could give everything he had to his teammates for one final season. His impact reaches far beyond the scoreboard. He has been a two-time captain, a respected competitor, and a true role model. Someone who earns respect not through words, but through his actions. His accomplishments in wrestling alone are extraordinary. Three-time all-league selection, multiple tournament placements, and back-to-back undefeated within the league. And his commitment to excellence doesn't stop with athletics. He's also a three-time all-state academic team member and a three-time all-District 1 academic team member. This young man represents his family, his team, and Pottsgrove athletics with unwavering honor. He is the kind of athlete every coach dreams of having and the kind of leader every teammate wishes to follow. Tonight, we celebrate his journey, his perseverance, and his undeniable legacy. It's my honor to present Jake Palladino with the Falcon Award.
And our last award of the night is the Male and Female Athlete of the Year. The Athlete of the Year honors are awarded to the top male and female athlete as voted on by their coaches. Each recipient receives a trophy and a $150 check from the Booster Club. The awards are sponsored by the Goffis family in honor of the late Ray Goffis, who was one of the founding members of the Pottsgrove Booster Club. As Bob mentioned, as a Pottsgrove alumni, nothing gave him more joy than celebrating Pottsgrove athletics. I've been told when he could no longer walk, he would drive to our football games on Friday night, park in a parking space on School Lane saved for him along the fence where he could watch our games. Mr. Goffis would have loved to see the athleticism of this year's male and female athletes of the year. First, they are versatile and play multiple sports. They are both true competitors who lead by example and constantly give it their all. The hard work, character, and leadership that they displayed on a constant basis drove their individual and team performances to new heights. Our Female Athlete of the Year. This student athlete is incredibly passionate and a leader. Every day this individual showed up to practice with a mindset to get better, which in turn pushed others to make them better. I can personally tell you from watching her for the last 4 years, she has a will to win and will exhaust all effort within her to win. And if a coach asked her to run through a wall to help the team to win, this Female Athlete of the Year wouldn't think twice. When she's played soccer against opposing teams, they 100% knew where she was on the field at all times. One of her coaches described her as an integral part of their program, both with her excellence on the field and her leadership off the field. She is a multiple varsity award winner here at Pottsgrove. She has had numerous highlights on the track and soccer field. In track, she is on the indoor record board for the 200 and 4x2 relay. She is also a two-time district qualifier. In soccer, she has received first team Frontier Division recognition twice and second team twice. This season, she was an all-state nominee in the sport of soccer. She will be attending Kutztown University and continuing her athletic career playing soccer. Your Female Senior Athlete of the Year is Emma Gonzalez. This male athlete of the year has been quoted by one of his coaches as simply one of the most naturally gifted athletes I've seen in 28 years of coaching, yet you never know it, because of his humility surpasses even his remarkable athletic ability. This three-sport athlete displayed characteristics that all coaches dream of. He is one that constantly encourages teammates, is willing to help in any way for the success of the team, has constant positive attitude, and has a desire to always improve. He is a leader that has walked these hallways for 4 years. Whether on the football field, basketball court, or in the jumping events of track and field, his talent is unmatched by his character. He is a multi-varsity award winner. This athlete was a second-tier Frontier Division basketball player, a track and field champion in the long jump and triple jump. He holds the school record in the long jump, was a fifth-place medalist at districts this past weekend, and is a state qualifier participating in track on Saturday, but also is a state qualifier in the sports of basketball and track. He will be attending Indiana University of Pennsylvania and will be continuing his athletic career participating in track and field. Our senior male athlete of the year is Kamal Curry.
Okay, all the awards have been given out. So just a couple things before everyone goes. The Booster Club is sponsoring. We have pizza, water ice, and some other stuff out in the hallway. Everyone is welcome. Athletes and everyone, go grab something. This is all our stuff left over from the season, so we need to get rid of it anyway, so please get rid of it. Before you go, all the coaches winners, or if you want a special award, can you please come over here? I would like to get a picture of everybody so we can put it in the program for next year. Other than that, thank you everyone for coming out tonight. We appreciate you and appreciate everything you do. We'll see you again next year.